I was falling in love. Her name was Toby, and I was starting to be at her place more and more, but Toby was also very close to Willie, who already lived with her and who did not like my attentions. Willie was a street cat, picked up in Hell's Kitchen, and he could smell that we were dating. He could scent blood. Toby's prior boyfriend found Willie on the streets of New York City and thought it would be a good moment to finally keep his promise that they would get a cat, and so came home with him. That boyfriend was gone, but Willie was still there. Now, I know how delicate and tricky dating can be, but I really liked Toby, and I wanted to make a great impression in every way. So, as we were dating, I did my best to bond with this street cat, but he made this nearly impossible. He would glower at me every time I tried to give him a loving look. "I don't think he likes you," she whispered the first night I came over. And I was always afraid when I reached out to pet him that I would feel his little curved fangs puncturing my thumb yet again. It's nothing. Feisty little fellow, isn't he? So, weeks went by, and things were getting wonderfully serious with Toby. She had taken a job in Northampton for several weeks and had moved up there for the duration, cat and all. So I thought I would surprise her by coming up on the Peter Pan bus for a long weekend, greeting her with flowers at work as she ended her Friday. It went really well. Love inspires these behaviors and other behaviors. So that first night I came over, Willie was glowering at me even as I entered, and put my shoes down with the others, lined up at the front door of the house Toby was staying in. When I came down in the morning, I could smell it before I saw it. Willie had peed on the shoes, but as I reached down, I realized that amazingly, only mine were wet. Wow, that's strange. Luckily, I brought another pair because I had to throw those away. There's no getting that smell out. We had a beautiful, fun Saturday, and when we returned that night, I set my shoes neatly down beside the others of the household. I'm sure I made some joke about, "Hope they'll be dry in the morning." When I came down the next day, like a bad dream, I could see my shoes were in the center of a cat urine puddle. This time there was even sloshing inside. Now, I've always prided myself on owning as few clothes as possible and even less shoes, so it was clear. This cat was going to leave me barefoot and probably single. So, it was the last night. I was going back Monday morning, and I'd had to wear my thin moccasins all day in the cold weather, and I'd only brought them to keep my feet warm in the house. We came in laughing, and I set them down carefully as before, and as I stood talking to Toby, I watched Willie walk right up to them, turn around in a half squat, and proceed to drown my moccasins in his cat urine right in front of me, his eyes locked onto mine. Something clicked. Some 300,000-year-old instinct overtook me. It happened in an instant. I know, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't using any part of my brain that had gone to school or obeyed laws. I grabbed that cat while he was still squatting, still gloating, gripped him to my chest, and ran upstairs to the bathroom and leaped in the bathtub. It was my turn to squat, and with my left hand I held Willie in place, and with my right, and my righteous anger, I peed on the cat. I had no idea, as I looked at his soaked fur, and he looked up at me, how this was going to turn out. We were both confused, had resorted to instinct. I felt like some ancient DNA circuit had just switched on, taking me back to the Stone Age. Except that I also might have just lost my girlfriend. Now, if this hadn't actually happened to me, I'm not sure I would have believed it, but After I peed all over my girlfriend's male cat, that cat was tamed instantly and forever. I think Willie just wanted to know what was up. He was confused by all those changes in that basic animal way, like we all are. And Toby? I don't know if my peeing on our cat made the difference, but that courtship was rewarded by us moving in together and having a daughter, and Willie kept to the litter box from then on while I learned how to change wet diapers and sort out the new instincts of being a parent.